I'm Professor Mathmoo with more macro happiness. Hold on to your butts, this one's gonna rock your world. Ready? No, really, are you ready? Okay, here it comes. Boom! Now, if you've done any macro research before, you've likely run across this tasty little morsel. All it does is use an item from your inventory. In this case, the macro will use whatever's in the 14th slot of your 0th bag, which is your backpack. Why is this handy? If you've ever done questing before, and don't tell me you haven't because I know you have, you've received quest items that had to be used. You placed a mask on a sad panda, or you used a flare to shoot down a gyrocopter or something. You've used something. You probably opened your bags and clicked on the item. If you possess a certain panache, a certain savoir-faire, a certain je ne sais quoi, a certain hors d'oeuvre, a certain a la mode, a certain Depeche Mode. Yeah, that's all my French right there. But if you have any of these qualities, you might have put that item on your action bar so you didn't have to open your bags in the middle of a fight. And if you've done this, good for you. But with the use macro, you can place every quest item you're ever going to use on your action bar at one time, and then just click the use button. All you need to do is move quest items into the spot when you get them. It's also useful for farming. Drop your plow into the spot for plowing, and drop your seeds into the spot for planting. You can see on the bottom left there, I have the use button under number 6. This is also very handy for battlegrounds. When I enter one of the battlegrounds that has bombs, the first thing I'll do is check my bags to make sure that slot 14 of bag 0 is open. Inventory slots are counted by rows, 1 through 4 across the top row, 5 through 8 across the second row, etc. Slot 14 is the highlighted empty slot you see there. If we move to the left side of my screen, you can see Action Bar 1 on the top and Action Bar 2 below it. Number 6 on Action Bar 2 is a question mark. That's what the Use button looks like when the inventory slot is empty. Now I run off the ship and pick up a bomb. You can see that button 6 of Action Bar 2 has changed. If you've seen my up and down macro video, you know that all I have to do to get to this action bar is hit the minus key. If I wanted to, I could even get fancy with the use macro so that it returns me to action bar 1 automatically. And here comes the gate. Boom! Take that, you stupid gate. The use command can also be useful for triggering trinkets in different equipment sets. This will trigger any trinket in the bottom trinket slot. There is one caveat to be aware of with the use button, but it's not a deal breaker. What you're looking at is the setup for my Death Knight. The use button for him is set up on the top middle action bar under 8. You can see there is a recipe in that spot. Now if we back away and open the bags, see I have 2 recipes in there, one in slot 14 and one in slot 12. I learned the one in slot 12. Everything is still fine with that macro, with that use button. But I learned the one in 14 and watch what happens. Oh my good lord. My use button went away and has been replaced with the recipe. So now I have to go into macro, find the use button, and drag it back down to 8. It's an easy fix, but not having a recipe in this slot when you learn it is even easier. I know. I just rocked your world. I split your life into 2 pieces. Everything that happened before you learned about the use macro, and now everything that happens after. But don't take my word for it. Here's an endorsement from my oldest grandson.
I use every day.
And if that doesn't convince you, nothing will.